Hmm? What? What's that? I see. Oh, okay. You want me to tell them that they should watch you? Because you're an awesome movie with better animation than anything that came out during that time or the next 5 years after? Mm-hmm. You're old, but you're a classic? Oh, very true. I will tell them that. This is Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children. This is a DVD. This is a good movie. This is a really good movie with really high animation. This thing came out in what? I don't even remember. Sometime around when DVDs were new. But seriously, this movie is still like amazing quality. You don't even know. What am I even talking about? None of you have ever watched this movie. You don't even know. Okay? Because to even comprehend what's in that movie, you need to first have at least been told about or played the Final Fantasy VII game. And nobody wanted to play that game because, let's admit it, the graphics for that game were crappy. Except for the cutscenes. The cutscenes are just like the movie, and they're amazing. But the graphics for the game itself were the worst possible game ever, because it was for the original Game Boy Color SP cartridge. It was for Final Fantasy VII. And a lot of people are like, oh, but the games back then, they sucked. Most of them were like 24-bit. Yeah, they were. But the cutscenes and then the animation they did to make this movie, the aftermath of what happened in the game. Do you want to look at the cover? That's not some artwork or artistic cover. This is like part of what happened in the movie. This is artwork from the movie. Even what is it? The Final Fantasy movie that came out when I was a little kid. Apparently that's supposed to have roughly the same graphics that this did. Which means when Japan was making the Final Fantasy movies back in the early 2000s, they had animation that was pretty much better than what we have now for a lot of video games. The only animations that come close to this quality are Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is a little bit different. Kingdom Hearts is actually like a few grades below this because, I don't know, maybe Square Enix doesn't want to put as much money into Kingdom Hearts as they do Final Fantasy games. Mostly because I feel like Disney is paying more for Kingdom Hearts than what Square Enix is, because it's also a Disney Incorporated project, and Disney doesn't want to give them enough money to actually make the graphics as good as they could be. Kingdom Hearts 3, the sequel to Dream Drop Distance, it's supposed to be the final game in the line, supposedly, is coming out sometime this year. I know, it's taken like 4 or 5 years since Dream Drop Distance came out for them to finally make Kingdom Hearts 3. The games don't go in order. There's 365 and a half days, there's Birth by Sleep, there's Kingdom Hearts 2, there's Dream Drop Distance. Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposed to be after Dream Drop Distance, and it's supposed to be the final battle between good and evil, the 7 lights versus the 13 darknesses, and I honestly don't think darknesses is a word, but apparently it's a word that we made up for the game. And I hope it's going to be a good game. Yeah, I've been waiting so long for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out, and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance was a good game. But I've been waiting for it to come out because right now they've been working on Final Fantasy 15. Before that, they were working on Final Fantasy 14, the new online version. So no one's really had time, I can assume, or the production's been going very slowly for Kingdom Hearts 3 because we're trying to get out all this new Final Fantasy stuff. See, in like the 4 or 5 years since Dream Drop Distance came out, we have had, Final Fantasy 13-2, because I think Dream Drop Distance and 13 came out around the same time, so we've had 13-2, 14, the online game, Type 0, Tactics, now 15. So Square Enix has been busy. They've put out 5 games, well, they're still working on 15. They haven't put that out yet. So they put out 4 games, and they're working on a 5th game before they go back to their Kingdom Hearts project, which is understandable. Final Fantasy makes a lot more money than Kingdom Hearts does by far, especially in online currency. But it's kind of like you feel like you're being fucked with just a little bit, you know, because I love Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is cool, but I'm also kind of sitting here like, that's nice. That's nice you guys put out Type 0. That game was pretty cool. I like that game. When you putting out that Kingdom Hearts 3? We don't know. We're kind of working on Final Fantasy Tactics right now for the 3DS. I don't think it was Tactics. I think it was Explorers. Sorry. Tactics is the really old one. Explorers is the new one for 3DS. Yeah, we're working out on putting Explorers out for 3DS. We're going to probably work on 15 after that. But don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get to Kingdom Hearts eventually. Meanwhile, over here, Disney's just like fanning the fire with $100 bills, just going, we're so rich. We secretly own Coca-Cola. Probably, you know, I wouldn't doubt that. I really would not doubt that. I wouldn't doubt, like, if in the future there's a war, and it's like Microsoft and PSP, and, not PSP, but PlayStation and Microsoft joined together to fight in an epic war against the conglomerate of KFC, McDonald's, Disney Cola. I could see that happening. And, you know, I would really want to vote for Microsoft and PlayStation to, like, recruit Nintendo to, like, join them in, like, a triad army of game systems versus the conglomerate of fast food and theme parks and drinks. But Disney would probably, like, start throwing out X-Wings at people, and it would be over very quickly. PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo would be out here genetically creating Pokemon to fight in their war. Meanwhile, Disney's over here making X-Wings that shoot out fried chicken legs. And lasers, but mostly fried chicken. Anyway, see this movie? This movie right here? Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children. If you see it anywhere, just watch it. Just do it. Even if you don't understand most of the storyline because you didn't play the Final Fantasy VII game, I wouldn't blame you. I don't really want to play Final Fantasy VII either. Just, I'll stick to 13. 13.2 wasn't that great, but I'll stick to Final Fantasy 13 and 15 when that comes out. But seriously, if you find this movie, if you see a copy of it, just watch it. Even if you don't like it by the time it's over, just watch it once. Just once. Come on, please? Please? Anyway, I'll see you guys in maybe another hour or so. I am going to go drink a whole bunch of caffeine. Peace.